Hello ProITians. So in the previous session we saw what is Python. We touched base with the basics of the Python. We also discussed about the agenda that we are going to cover during the Python series. And we also did some trend analysis. We also discussed why we need to learn this as a language, because as you know, Python is very easy to learn. Yeah, it's actually written for the programmers who are non-programming, who are coming from the non-programming background. So Python is very easy. And today in this particular session, we are going to look at installing Python and running some of the basic codes, or running the first code on Python on Windows as well as Linux. So stay tuned. Thank you. Welcome back to ProITians. Now let's look at installing Python on Windows and its relevant tools. So I've opened Google on my Internet Explorer, and on the address on the search bar I'm going to type in download Python. Okay, and then I hit enter. So as you can see, this is the list of Python versions that are available on the net. I'll click on the 3.8.3, that is the latest version, and it will now take me to the page where I can start downloading Python. Alright. So you can actually go through the list of the features that has been made available with this version. Yeah. But for now, that you can, I'll share the link on this on the page, so that you can go through that the details in that. But for now, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and install the Linux, the Python installable relevant to my operating system. So I'll click on here. And then I click on run. In the meantime, I can minimize this browser. Yeah. So as you can see, Python installation is initiated. Now here we are we'll go with the default installation path, that is by clicking on install now. But before that, we have to make sure that we click on add Python 3.8 to path. Yeah, and then I click on install now. Yes, I do get a warning message that if I'm fine in installing this, or if I'm fine in executing this exe. So I'll click on yes, and that's how it started. Yeah. Now this will go on the back end. We'll leave for this as it is, though it actually finishes up quite fast. But in the meantime, what we'll do is we'll go back to our browser, and then we actually click on we need to now install PyCharm. PyCharm is the most used IDE for Python. We're going to discuss all this in detail in our future in our coming lectures, but for now let's download PyCharm. Okay. Yeah, and then click on the first link, which is from JetBrains. Okay, In the meantime, let's see. Okay, so installation is still in progress. That's great. Now let's download the community edition. There are two editions available with PyCharm. One is the professional and the another one is community. Professional is license based, it is chargeable, but community edition is totally free of cost. So for us, we can use community edition. Yeah, so I'll click on download here. Okay, and it should actually start in a few seconds. Yeah, I'll click on run. Okay, in the meantime, let's come back to our Python setup. Okay, it's still in progress of installing. So what I can do is, instead of run, what I can do is I can actually go ahead and okay, so it's already in the process of getting downloaded. So as you can see, setup is complete, and now I can click on close. So before I proceed with the installation of PyCharm, now I'll show you a few of the things that has been done in the backend. So first I'll do is I'll go into command prompt. So I'll click on CMD, and this is my command prompt. So now out here I can check on the Python by clicking on by typing Python -- version. So as you can see, it returns with Python 3.8.3. so that means my Python is installed with the version 3.8.3. Also, I wanted to show you is the IDE that is installed, IDLE, sorry. So this is the IDE for which gets installed by Python, and this is the default IDE that is available with Python. So with this also you can use for the programming. So for example, if you type hello world, yeah, it actually it gave me a syntax error, but the command actually is print hello 369 ProITians. Okay, yeah, we are going to touch in details on this particular on the commands, so don't worry. As of now, I'll hit on enter, and there you go, you got hello 369 ProITians back. Yeah, so that means our Python is already installed. Now let's look in installing PyCharm. Yeah, so as you remember, we had already downloaded the PyCharm. I'll click on next, and I'll go with the default settings. So I'll click on the 64-bit because I'm using 64-bit operating system, and here also I'm going to click on add launcher to the path. Yeah, and then I click on next. I'll wait for a few seconds before the installation gets complete. Alright, so as you can see, PyCharm is completed. Installation of PyCharm is completed. Now we are getting two options. Either we can actually reboot now, or we can reboot later. I'll do the reboot later, but I would advise you to reboot. Click on reboot now and click on finish. But for the time being, what I'm doing is I'll select on I want to manually reboot later, and I click on finish. Yeah. Alright, so my PyCharm is installed, and if you remember, we had run a small code using Python IDLE. Now let's try to run the same code using PyCharm and see if we are getting the same output. Yeah, I'll minimize the window here. Okay, so this is the first screen where you will have to agree on the license agreement. So I click on I confirm and then I click on continue. Right. For now, I'll click on I'll not send. So I'll click on don't send. This is the screen where you if you want, you can agree for sharing the data that you're going to utilize. Those are the logs that JetBrains will be capturing for improving the product, that is PyCharm. But for now, I'll click on don't send. So yes, and this is the first screen, PyCharm Community Edition 2020.1. Okay, now I need to click on create a new project because this is the first project that I'll be creating on. But if you have any other Python file, then you can click on open and provide the location of the Python file. For now, I'm going to click on create new project. And then you can give a name of the file and the location where you want to click on or want to create a new project. So for now, I'm going to click on project 1. Okay, and then I click on create. So we'll give a moment while it is creating the environment. Yeah, and then I can click on don't show tips because that is going to delay a bit the startup time for PyCharm. So I've clicked on don't show the trip for now. Well, it will take a few moments because it is creating the virtual environment, so it will take a few moments, but we'll wait for some time and come back. Okay, so before we start, let me maximize the screen. Right, and here we go. So we have got our PyCharm up and running. We need to so now we are in this under project 1. What we have to do is we have to create a new file. So I'll click on file, click on new, and then I have to select a Python file. I'll give a name as my first program. Yeah. As you can see, my text editor is now open. Out here, I'm going to type in print. Okay, so as you can see, I mean, this code is done. Now let's see how we can run this program. So for that, we will open the terminal, and as you can see, the terminal has opened in the path which we had defined in creating the profile. Yeah, so we are good at that. Now we will see what are the Python files under directory. Here we go. So you see the Python files here. Great. So you can see this is the Python file that which we had created. That is my first program. Okay, we are now good to run this program. So for that, what we need to do is we need to type in Python space and the file name, and then I hit enter. So as you can see, we have got the output as what we had keyed in our code. So it sounds that actually looks good. So we are done for now, and this is what we have done today is we have actually seen how we can install Python on Windows, and we have run few commands on the IDE LE, that is the default IDE that we got from Python, and then we installed PyCharm and we ran the same codes in PyCharm. In the next session, we are going to look at installing and using PyCharm on Linux-based machine, and we'll see how it if at all there is any difference. So we are going to check on that in the next session. For now, we are good, and I hope you guys are enjoying. So keep watching and keep learning. Until next time, thank you.